right here. Okay. So, this is another copyrighted story of mine, but this is the original story. Sorry, I had to swipe some stuff away, guys. So, this is the original story. I have a whole story map of the characters, like who the people are, what their names are, and all that. But we're going to read the first chapter, and this one was originally called Escape from No Man's Land. But once I got it copyrighted, I changed the name to Graveborn Hunger, which I think fits it a lot better. So, hold on, guys. I gotta get some stuff ready. Okay. So, it says, Escape from No Man's Land, Chapter 1, Infected. The day started as any other day. Sunhae woke up to the sound of her alarm clock, and she was assaulted by the sun's rays peeking through the window. Ugh. Do I have to get up? Sunhae complained. Only if you don't want ice-cold water poured on you, Sunhae's mom yelled. Sunhae quickly jumped out of bed and got ready for school. When she walked into the kitchen, her brother was eating her last bowl of honey oats. Lee Jung Park, what have I told you about eating my stuff? Sunhae complained. And what did I tell you? You are not the boss of me. Yum, it's really good, you know, Lee said in reply as he took the last bite. You little brat, I can't afford any more. Sunhae cried. Boo-hoo, too bad, Lee said as he ran away, laughing, his sister hot on his trail. Lee lost his footing and tripped, knocking over his mom's favorite vase. All you could hear in that moment was the sound of breaking glass on a wooden floor. Oh no, you didn't break my vase, did you? Sunhae's mom asked as her eyes began to water. She could never replace the vase since her husband bought it for her before he went to war, and he was still at war, which means he couldn't buy her a new vase. Oh, sorry, I gotta find my place, guys. We're sorry, Mama, Lee cried. You guys knew how much that meant to me. Let me guess, you guys were fighting again. There's a time and a place. You're 15 and 16. You need to grow up. I can never get that back. I can never get that back. Your father's at war, Sunhae's mom cried. Mama, Sunhae cried. Get to school now, Sunhae's mom said. But Mama, Sunhae tried again. I said go to school. We'll talk about your punishment later, Sunhae's mom said as she walked away. It's your fault, Sunhae said as she walked out the door. Lee followed his sister. At school, things were boring. Sunhae sat there as the morning announcements were broadcast across school. Then her first class started. Sunhae's class was given an assignment, and she was paired with her brother. Oh, why me? Sunhae cried as she moved over to the seat beside her brother. In this assignment, they have to write about their favorite time of year and why both are different. All of a sudden, Sunhae could smell the scent of a Marlboro Red 100. When she looked behind her, a guy named Jack Davenport was smoking a cigarette. It was like she was in a trance. His blue eyes pulled her in deeper to its oceans. The way he smiled so effortlessly, Sunhae didn't know why, but her heart was beating out of her chest. Sunhae, Earth to Sunhae, Lee said as he nudged his sister, causing her to fall from her chair. Jack stepped from his seat and offered her his hand. Sunhae accepted his hand and was pulled to her feet. Thank you, since my brother was so rudely pushed me out of my chair, Sunhae said with a white toothy smile. I'm Jack, by the way, Jack said to Sunhae. Sunhae sat back down and started on her project. Later on in class, Jack was caught smoking, but he blamed it on Sunhae. Lee tried to back his sister up. causing them all three to get after-school detention. I can't believe you would blame me, Sunhae said to Jack as she walked to her next class, where she met Alexa Newman, Teo Chow, and Mei-Ling Chow. Teo and Mei-Ling became her friends, while Alexa picked on her for not wearing name-brand clothing. Why don't you mind your business, Mei-Ling said to Alexa. Why don't you shut up before I shut you up, Alexa said with a smirk. I'm not afraid of you. We can take it to the hall right now, Mei-Ling said as she stood up. Her brother stood in front of her to stop her. Miss Chow, we do not condone violence. You, your brother, and Miss Newman have after-school detention. See you there, Mr. Falther said. Okay, let me get this off the screen. Dang it. Now I gotta find my place again. Mr. Falther said, the end of the day came soon, and the 5 students made their way to the detention hall, where they met another student named Nobuya Takashi. Oh, great, another poor person. If you don't wear Gucci, get away from me, Alexa said as she laughed. Alexa, you're a horrible person. You shouldn't tease someone because of what they wear, Mei-Ling said with anger. No, it's quite all right. I've gotten used to people like her and a spoiled rich girl who gets everything she wants. Well, at least I have what you never will, Nobuya said to Alexa. Oh, and what could you possibly have that I don't, Alexa asked. Street smarts. Like, say, for instance, there was a zombie apocalypse. I'd know what to do, but people like you would die in an instant, Nobuya said to Alexa. You have no right to say anything, peasant, Alexa said with anger as she tried to hit him, but her arm was caught by Sunhae. You idiot, let go of me this instant, Alexa shouted. If I ever see you raise a hand to this man again, I will end you, Sunhae said to Alexa. Fine, but just know I haven't retreated because I'm scared, because I know I could take you any day. I'm retreating because I'm bored, Alexa said to Sunhae. Okay, but before you go, everyone can tell your hair is fake. You dyed it, didn't you? Go sit at a different table, Sunhae said to Alexa. But Alexa started a fight, and the two started to hit each other until the teacher came in and broke it up. This is why you two were in here in the first place. You know we have a strict no-fighting policy. But since this is your first real offense, I will let you off with a warning. Next time, you both will be expelled, and trust me, you don't want that on your permanent record when you're searching for colleges, the teacher said as he left the room angry. It's your fault, Alexa said as she glared daggers at Sunhae. Don't talk to me. I don't talk to people like you, Sunhae said to Alexa. What is that supposed to mean? Alexa cried. Oh, you know, people who think they're better than everyone when they're only a one. I don't know why I put that. I really don't know why I put that. I'm still trying to figure out why I did some of the stuff I did in this story. Anyways, Sunhae said to Alexa. So, how many more pages until chapter 2? Not very many. Alexa was mad, but she couldn't say anything because if she did, she'd get expelled. And there's 2 reasons she couldn't get expelled. One being that she wouldn't be able to get into Stanford University. The other reason being that her parents would be disappointed in her. This is a burden that Alexa did not want on her shoulders. So Alexa kept quiet. A few hours passed before a voice came over the intercom. It was Principal Cheng's voice. Attention all students still remaining in the school building. Stay inside. Barricade the windows and the door. This is not a drill. Stay safe and stay inside, the principal said, causing the students in the detention hall to freak out. Sunhae, Nobuya, and the twins started to use bookcases and desks to barricade the doorway and window. What's happening? Alexa cried. I don't know, but somebody should get online and see, Sunhae said to the group. Alexa pulled out her phone and went to Facebook at the top of the homepage. was a video that said, "Update on what's happening." Alexa clicked on the video. There was people running away as others bit and beat people to death, and a reporter stood in front of the camera talking amongst the chaos. My name is Brooklyn Page with the Westerfield News. I came all the way to Portland, Maine, for a story unlike any other. I'm in downtown Portland, where it seems people have become infected and are being very aggressive, the reporter said before she was attacked, and the video abruptly ended. Alexa started to cry. "What's wrong now?" Sunhae asked. "I don't get it. We're all going to die in here. The infected are going to kill us," Alexa cried. "They will if you keep being that loud," Sunhae said in reply. All of a sudden, the doors to the detention hall started to rattle. "Oh no, they're going to get us," Alexa cried. "Who?" "It's just me," Principal Cheng said, as the students started to remove the barricade of the doors, and they swung open. Standing there was Principal Cheng, but he wasn't alone, as he had saved 4 students, 2 girls and 2 boys. "Follow me," Principal Cheng said, as he led the students to his van, and they headed out for Jia Lu's underground bunker. When Cheng and the 11 students arrived, they had to fight their way to the door, but they all made it in safely. "Mama?" Mei-ling cried. "May," a voice called back. "Oh, Mama," Mei-ling cried. She ran into her mom's arms. "I'm so glad you're okay," Jia said to her daughter, tearfully. Mei-ling then noticed a bite mark on her mom's shoulder. She kept quiet. She knew it would only cause her mom's death if she were to say anything. Everyone sat down, and they learned the 4 new people's names were Amaya Gonzalez, Blade Everest, Freya O'Malley, and Bellamy Rogers. For the next few hours, Sunhae sat in the corner crying. The last thing that happened before she was taken to this bunker was her and her brother broke her mom's vase, an irreplaceable heirloom that she could never get back. "I'm sorry," Lee said to Sunhae. "I'm sorry too. I hope Mama's okay," Sunhae cried. "I do too. I'm sure she's fine. She's resilient," Lee said in reply. At about 1 in the morning, it happened. Jia's heart stopped for 1 second, but when it started back up, she wasn't herself. All the color had drained from her face, and instead of a vibrant hazelnut, her eyes were milky, her lips were purple, and she reeked of death. Jia picked up a bat and started swinging it. Mei-ling tried to run for her mom, but Teo stopped her by wrapping his arms around his sister. "We can't leave her alive, or we will all die," Cheng said, as he took out his pistol and shot her in the head. "Help me, Nobu. We must put her out there," Cheng said as Mei-ling protested, but the 2 done as they needed to. "I can't believe you would do that to my mom," Mei-ling cried. "We had to. We had no other choice. There's no cure for this virus, and the infected are getting violent. It was either her or us," Cheng said in reply. "But she was my mama," Mei-ling cried. You all need to grow up. There is no world the way it used to be. You've seen what's going on. You want to try it on your own? You go ahead. And go out there. Any takers?" "Didn't think so," Cheng said to the group. Everybody went to sleep. The next morning, Sunhae woke up to the smell of eggs and fried rice. Her mouth began to water. She jumped from her bed and ran out to the kitchen area. Cheng was cooking enough food for everybody there. "Have you heard of anything?" Sunhae asked. "No. The government has cut off all communications," Cheng said sadly. "Whoa. Where did all this food come from?" Lee asked. "From Jia. She stocked this place. There's enough food here to last for 100 years, no joking," Cheng said to Lee. "Will we ever get out of here?" Alexa cried. "Maybe someday, but not today," Cheng replied. When the food was done, Cheng grabbed out 12 plates and filled them with food. "It's time to eat, everybody," Cheng said as everyone grabbed a plate. Both Sunhae and Lee put their hands together like a pyramid and bowed their heads before saying, "Itadakimasu." See, I don't get it. Sune and Lee. Okay, so Itadakimasu. Okay, yeah, so that was their moms, I think, because their mom's Japanese. Before devouring their food. After breakfast, Sune pulled out her phone and tried to get service. She was able to find a bar closer to the door. She used this bar to send her mom a text. "Oh, Mama, I hope you're okay. The directions to where me and Lee are is attached at the bottom. Please find us. Signed, Sunhei." Sunhei waited by the door for days after sending that text, but her mom didn't come. "Maybe she didn't make it," Sunhei cried. "No, don't say that," Lee cried. "Face it, Lee. I sent her a text days ago. Were she still alive, she would have been here," Sunhei cried. "You're wrong. You haven't checked it today," Lee blurted out. "Wait, you're right, I haven't," Sunhei said as she walked over to the door. Instantly a message came through with a video attached. "Sunhei, it's me, Mama. Your papa is with me. We will see you soon as we can get there," Sunhei's mom said as the video ended. "Lee, Sunhei shouted as Lee came running. "What is it, Sunhei? Are you hurt?" Lee asked. "No. You were right. Mama is on her way with Papa," Sunhei cried with joy as she hugged her brother. "We get to see Papa again. It's been years," Sunhei cried. Sunhei walked to the TV that displayed the outside world and started to watch it. After a few hours, a military-style tanker pulled up. The engine was killed and out of the top popped two very familiar heads. It was Hyun Park and Ari Park. Sunhei and Lee's mom and dad It was Sunhei and Lee's mom and dad, but after they were out, two more heads popped out. Oh, one carrying a little baby. Sunhei hurried to the door and let her parents and the others in, but she was unaware the woman with the baby had been bit. A few hours passed, and again this woman turned, grabbing the same bat, but she bit and broke Jack's leg before she was shot. "She bit me," Jack cried in agony, for he knew what would happen next. "Sorry, Jack," Cheng said as he shot Jack in the head, and the two bodies were put outside. Sunhei was now so scared she wouldn't come out of her room. "Sunhei, you can't stay locked in your room forever," Lee cried. "I don't want to be out there. All there is death. Keep losing more and more," Sunhei cried. "I know this, Sunhei, but life goes on. You can't completely give up on life altogether. Things may happen, but we can't let it bring us down," Lee said through the door. Sunhei finally came out. Her eyes were bloodshot from crying so much, and her eyes were also puffy. "Are you going to be okay?" Lee asked. No, I'm not," Sunhei cried as she walked over to the door and looked out the little window. All of a sudden, an infected started trying to break the door down. Sunhei jumped back, landing on her butt. She found a corner and curled up into a ball to cry some more. For at last, Sunhei felt no need to be okay. She only wanted to cry. "Sunhei," Ari said to her daughter. "Please leave me alone, Mama," Sunhei cried. "Sunhei, you made me a promise that no matter what happened, you wouldn't give up," Ari said as she hugged her daughter. This gave Sunhei the strength she needed. As she stood up, she said, "All right, yeah. We could stay here, live out our lives fine, but there will be others that need saved. I say we go and save them," Sunhei said to the group. The group loaded into the tanker and headed out for the next town. Sunhei held her head high, as she would no longer hang her head to cry. This was a cruel world, and she knew this much. which is why she must be strong. Yes, people will be lost because of this virus. And yes, it's okay to mourn, but it's never okay to give up. For the minute you give up is the minute you lose, and this has become Suanhe's new way of thinking. Whew. So, that was the first chapter of my old story. It has now been refixed and turned into a really good story. It did not sound good back then, but it does now.